Last night I put up the paint booth, painted the door, battled bugs and extreme heat. It's still hot, not as hot. It's still hot. It was still hot, but not as hot as it is today, man. It's just sweltering. However, I think the door turned out really nice. I put a lot of clear coat on it. It'll be able to sand and buff down. I mean, I was pouring water out of my mask. It was still like 82 degrees last night at 1 in the morning. So I was fighting every step of the way trying to make sure the clear laid down okay in that. And it did, so that's good. Let me tell you, it's hard to stay motivated when it's this hot. Now, I've had subscribers asking, hey, why don't you work in your shop that's air conditioned? Well, first of all, my wife is at my shop. She's in the front side. There's a hair salon there. I don't want to be making a lot of noise in there. I'm running compressors, so there is no compressor over there. I'm basically using it as a storage area, assembly area. I'll be doing the lift kit in there, so I'll be able to do a lot of mechanical work in there. I just don't want to do any painting because of the fumes and the pain in the butt of listening to her scream, I smell paint, I smell paint. So none of that. I'm trying to get all the separate stuff done here. I'm going to prep the truck out there as far as like wet sanding, do a little bit of body work over there, and then I'm going to drive it over here, put the booth in the front where I have my big compressor in the front of my house in the driveway. And once I get everything prepped, just come over here, paint it, and then bring it back over there. Maybe buff it there. Yeah, I will buff it there. And then everything will get reassembled, the lift kit and everything else. So this is just the painting area, just because it's easier for me. But this heat makes it incredibly difficult. I'll tell you that. But let's take a look at the door of how it turned out in the sunlight. And like I said, I'm using the Speedo Line High Solids Build Clear. I believe that it will shrink a little bit, so I want to make sure that it cures out for probably 2-3 days, maybe a week before I start buffing on it, just like I did with the hood, and it turned out great. So that's kind of where I'm at with the door. I'm trying to keep sweat from just running all over. So let's take a look at that. Here's the other door. I stripped it down this morning at the shop, brought it over, and it's got one weird funky dent right here, and that's from the mirror. The door flung back so hard that the mirror hit the door and smacked it. And so I'm going to have to lower that in part of it. It's really high right here, so I'm going to have to use some hammers and dollies to get that lowered and then Bondo it. But the rest of the door looks fairly straight. There might be a couple little dings in it, but that's not going to be too bad to fix. So that's next. Get that one done. And here's the door, and truthfully, I don't see any real trash in it at all. I mean, there's a couple nibs, but it looks good. It's blindingly white, which it looks actually really good, and I got a ton of clear on it, so this should just dry up great, buff out beautiful. Yeah, see, that's just on the surface. It's no. I fought the little black bugs all night last night. And got them all out, I think, pretty much. So that looks great. So to answer my own question, right, the booth actually did make it possible to paint the door with all the little bugs and everything else, where I couldn't do it just out in the open because I just got too much trash in it. The bugs and the lint and everything else. So the paint booth actually worked like it was supposed to. I'm getting better at killing the bugs first. I fogged the crap out of it on the inside, let it sit for about an hour. And there was still a few little ones, but for the most part, it kept them out. So that was nice. So like I said, the paint booth actually did make it possible to paint the door. I've only got one more door to go. I've got this door and maybe a cowl piece, and then everything's painted except for the tub itself. And I was looking it over this morning, and it's actually really clean. There's one dent on the driver's side tail light, right where the tail light is. And other than that, there wasn't really much. I've got 2 fenders that I'm prepping. Brought one of those over today. I've got a dent in that, and the other one's brand new. So I'm going back in before I sweat to death and stay motivated. That's the issue, is trying to stay motivated. And the issue for me is trying to stay motivated while I sweat to death. I'm going in. Alright, it's been 2 days since I wet sanded the door. I've already wet sanded it down to 1500 grit. I'm going to buff it and see how the heck it comes out. I'm not going to spend all year on trying to get this thing perfect. Yes, there is a couple little imperfections I'm not even going to show you because I don't want you to think that I haven't done a perfect paint job, but like for instance, there's one little black mark right there that I'm not going to try to sand out because I may get to clear too thin. But you know, that's the kind of stuff that you deal with and you live with, and no one ever will notice it. So awesome. Well, after sanding this one down, it's actually in better shape than the other one was. In fact, I can't find any dings or dents in the door. This ear was bent down a little bit. I tapped it up just a hair. That was fine. And this is the only dent right here, which is in a bad spot right on that crease. But a little massaging with some hammers, we'll do that in a little bit. And this should be ready to put a little Bondo in, and that'll be ready to go. So hopefully this door won't take too long to prep. You're not going to see any imperfections. You're just blinded right now with that white. Okay. Alright, I made it back from Harbor Freight alive. And if you think that this stud repair welder kit looks just like the other one, well, you would be correct. They haven't changed anything in 20 years. However, you can see that tip right there. This one has that and this one does not, and I wasn't able to get that to really make a good contact. So I called the Harbor Freight and they don't have parts for this, believe it or not. So anyway, I'm going to open the new one and we're going to try it. Okay, right here is where I'm wanting to pull out. So I'm going to try to put a couple studs in. This should come up and then this should tap in and then just Bondo it in. Spent a lot of time screwing around with this one little ding. Dang it. Alright, well at least this one's got all the dang parts in it. I really can't tell you where the parts went to my old one. Because like I said, I've had it for 20 years and haven't used it in forever. But this should work much better. Press it down so it's grounded. About 3 seconds, 2 to 3. Oh yeah! Okay, this one does work. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's way better. I couldn't get the other one to do jack. So you just basically slip it over. It should grab it, gravitate it. Alright, got the Bondo action on. It's dried up. I'm going to start sanding that in a minute. Damn, it's hot out here. I think what I'm going to do is put this back up in the box with all the nozzles and stuff that's supposed to go with it. Then in 20 years when I pick it up to use it again, it won't be missing parts. Oh yeah, the next morning it looks good. I moved the Jeep over and this is going to be my staging area for all the completed stuff. Doors, hood, tailgate, everything else is going to go back in the Jeep. And here's the Jeep! Now, I've been looking it over today and I really didn't even find any dents for the small amount of stuff that has to be painted. Now I got to clean up the edge of where the windshield went in. I got to clean up this windshield urethane, minor stuff. But if you look at the Jeep, there's really not a lot to paint. Surface wise, right? You got the rockers here. Rear quarter. I've already done the tailgate. There it is over there. There it is over there. This is the only dent that I can see is right here. Little dent right there. Also I need to patch that hole where I put on the body lift. I had to get in there to get the bolt out. So other than that, man, this thing is getting ready to paint. So I'm hoping within the next week or two to get this painted. There's been a lot of conversations on why don't you use the shop to paint, da da da. Now I could move it out in the back and paint at night like I did at home, and I'm still on the fence about that. I don't have a compressor over here. However, I have been looking at the turbine systems. I just don't know if I want to spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a turbine system. If I can get one for maybe $15,000 to $2,000 that sprays a really nice automotive finish, I might consider buying that and painting this here, because there's not a lot to paint, and that would prevent me from having to drive it all the way home and do all that stuff. So I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I'm going to look again today to see if I can find anything that matches that description. And if you've used a turbine system and that's not, you know, $20,000, send me a message or put a post down below, and I would love to take a look at that. But I'm really leaning that way, just because I wouldn't have to bring a compressor down here, and the overspray, from what I understand, is like really low on those. So I may spend, heck, I don't know, I may spend $2,500, who knows. But anyway, I'm about done over here with bringing the two items over, the grill and the tailgate. I've got a door to bring over, and I've got the door stand to keep that from getting damaged. Main thing is not damage the stuff I've already painted, the hood. Get it all over here. Get this thing painted and start putting the dang thing back together so we can drive it. Especially in the fall when it starts getting really nice, and we'll take it out to a park. And okay, so yeah, I can see into the future, whatever. Gonna have to look at getting some tires too. These are janky. If you've been looking at my back work area going, that's more than redneck, that's just white trash. I worked a lot on getting this cleaned up back here, and it looks pretty dang good, I can tell you that. Once I get the Toyota done, there'll be a parking spot here. So that looks really good. I used the Maverick to load up all the garbage and crap back here like I thought I would. Took it to the dump and then pressure washed everything. So it looks really good back here. Alright, so this door is wet sanded down. The bodywork looks really good. You can't tell where it was at. That's good. I still have to wet sand this down one more time before I paint it, but now I can pop it over to the other side and get the back side painted on this. Alright, I'm going to get cleaning on this door. Got a pretty big announcement coming up. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I've got a shop over other side of town where Jennifer's hair salon is, but I haven't been able to paint over there because there's no compressor. And I kept thinking, what can I do over there paint-wise to not bring a compressor over and everything else? So I've ordered a Fuji HVLP spraying system, the turbine model, and I'm going to take it over there, and I'm going to see if I can spray the crap out of the Jeep over there with the paint booth inflated inside the space, kind of like I did here with the other one. So anyway, that's kind of what the plan is. They're not cheap. I didn't get the most expensive one. This one's about $1,500 bucks. So I hope it can spray automotive paint well. I've been told that it can. I bought another tip for it. So anyway, should be really nice. That's coming in, and once I get this door done, most of the work's going to be over there at the shop. So awesome. I'm going to get to wet sanding this and hopefully get it painted the next day or two. Alright, I'm going to wash it down, and then once it's dry, I'm ready to paint the inside of the door. Awesome. Alright, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm soaking wet. I got it all prepped. We'll let this thing dry off. I don't know how many days it'll take to dry off with the rain going on, but I mean, I can't complain about the rain because we haven't had any for a long time. So I'm enjoying my clean patio over here on the right and the rain on the left. So I'm going to go to bed, and we'll pick back up, ready to paint the inside of the door. Alright, got the inside of the second door painted. It looks good. Speedo line, basic clear on the inside of it. I may buff just a hair on it, but for the most part this is fine. That is as shiny as the factory door was, maybe a little bit shinier. But at least it's all white, ready to rock. Who's at the door? Who could it be now? Open it up! Randy's here! What is going on? Oh, he's taking his bow. Shut up, Rocky! Damn dogs. Dang dogs. What's going on? Where you been? What's
I've been
up?
on vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah, North Carolina this time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Played golf 3 days. My back hurts. You know,
Poor baby. Poor baby. We're going to take a ride in the Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me get my keys.
You could have called me to help you install the...
I got it. I got it. Yeah. Just like Dusty Slay. I got it. All right, we're going to go look at the truck. All right. Randy's going to drive the Maverick.
I got to move this thing forward, man. It's like some ghetto person, been 6'4" ghetto, lean back.
Man, you are such a crying little baby. Okay.
Little boomhauer. Yeah. I looked at right now.
Yeah.
Ding dang. Slung back here, you know, Detroit sway.
Whatever.
How do you put it in gear?
Turn the knob.
Oh, look at that. Turn the knob. Wow. Jeez. I still don't feel comfortable here.
You got to give it a little gas to go. And it won't.
I know.
Golly, it's like he's never driven a vehicle before.
Oh, not one like this caliber.
Oh, this caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in West Haven, which is a really rich part of town.
Ooh.
Super rich.
Quiet. Are we on?
It's quiet.
How do you tell?
We're running electric right now. Let's see. There you go. You're charging. You're on electric. You see the dash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's where all the rich folk live.
Got some. They're golf carts, personal golf carts.
They have golf carts everywhere. And then their kids get out and drive them at 50 miles an hour and you have to avoid them. Fun stuff. The food's actually good in some of these restaurants. Oscar Sacco's good.
Yeah, I think that's where Kimberly is. Yep, I see her sitting in.
Oh, yeah.
With her friends from Germany.
Chang's Asian Bistro, we go there to get the food, get the Chinese food. And this is a cool fire station. They made them do the red doors like in New York.
Cool.
What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, thanks for giving it to me, man.
Yeah.
Really
I'll give you the payments too.
Yeah.
Well, you still come out okay with what I put down.
I thought you said you'd take care of that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't marry you. I'm not even gonna go there. Filthy. What do you think? Lord, he's got COVID again, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh?
Bronchitis, COVID, whatever it is.
I got grass pavers like I did up front, so I'm gonna do this driveway. I'll show y'all later this. This is a whole nother fiasco thing, but let's go inside. It's starting to rain.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Randy got to test drive the truck. I got a new turbine system coming. The doors are almost finished, and I'm getting ready to start moving stuff over to the shop to be able to paint over there like a paint booth and everything else. So we're moving right along. I thought I would put a little bit longer video. I had a couple people asking for that. So there you go. One little bit longer video, about 20 minutes. If you like that, I can keep doing that, or we can keep them short. So put your comments down below. Any questions, let me know. I appreciate you being a subscriber. Moving forward. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.